on Tuesday the 29th. Nancy's here on Zoom. We were having some technical difficulties, so Nancy's in the background, and we have Flory here on cell phone speaker, and we have her art via email and on video here as far as on her end. We'll see how that goes. But I initially found her through various social media groups as far as electrical sensitivity and EMFs, and was curious about. I mean, the thing with EMFs is it's hard to explain to people, and the way she was presenting it was very digestible and easy to understand, like Sesame Street. And started sharing her art in the Shungite show, in the groups, and mentioned it to Nancy even on the show previously. I mentioned her name, and yeah, she has a lot of things to share as far as not just EMFs, but other things that are related. And she wanted to share her art here. We have about 20 images, but in as much as that, this is a podcast and a lot of people hear through audio. Flory, maybe you could give us your origin story of how you became aware and proactive in the EMF space, and your origin story, and then also your social media. I think because as far as I know, you have a YouTube and a Facebook, and Facebook obviously you have your art, and then if people can access your art on YouTube too. So go ahead.
Well, let me first thank you for having me on the show, and also for sending me those wonderful samples of the shungite stickers and the books. And I'm learning a lot, and I've used some of the stickers. I felt immediate relief from being electrocuted, which is what the microwaves in the air on the wireless is. It's a microwave oven in the air. So I got really sick from it, and I was able to regrow brain cells from the damage, and I've been in touch with scientist Barry Trower in the UK, who debriefed defecting spies during the Cold War. So he taught me about what the frequencies are and what organ or part of the body they target. So let's say, he said the smart meters send a frequency of a sick kidney and makes your kidney think it's sick. But we can hardly hear it. A dog can hear it, but now I can hear it because I've been studying it. Because I went on the FCC website, and they said that the new focus meters, which I got off my house by the skin of my teeth, has frequencies there. It had up to a billion cycles per second, and we're like 8 cycles per second. So the wiring is about 60 to 240 hertz cycles per second. So a billion isn't going to be very good for the interior wiring connections. It is actually rattling pipe fittings loose. And that's what Curtis Bennett in Canada taught me. He's a Red Seal electrician, and he does thermography. So he sees what's hot and what's not in like a factory. And my Facebook is Flory, Florie, freshman, and all the cartoons are free rights under albums. And I will post all 20 of these after the call, so they're all in one post. So do you have the first cartoon up, Back to School?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I took video of it and moved the camera to show it. And basically, the back to school supplies, it used to be in, let's say, 1960. You have a pencil, you have a notebook, a globe, a corded telephone in the classrooms, blackboard, and a plugged-in lamp. And now in 2022, you have LED lighting, which really isn't a light. It's actually from Operation Paperclip. It's a leftover Nazi weapon that they developed. And Jack Cruz, Dr. Jack Cruz, alerted me to a lot of it. I did research. So we have wireless security devices in the schools, wireless digital pads, cell phones, and Wi-Fi routers. Some kids have an ear pod or something on their forehead to show they're cool. It is causing brain damage, vision damage. I find the kids, I'm a caricature artist. I find the kids are losing their peripheral vision, looking at the screens too long,
Mm-hmm.
and the screens are actually designed to harm. They're designed to burn out the back of the eye, and you lose your peripheral vision. You lose some color vision. Also, you start seeing in reds, beiges, and browns like a dog, color blindness. So there's things that have to be recalled immediately. Next cartoon.
Let me comment first on what you just said.
Okay.
Regarding the stickers, and you were mentioning before the interview here that you didn't want to waste them. And what I usually, at least in person, tell people with the stickers is, you don't want to peel the sticker. You want to take it for what it is out of the plastic case, and you want to tape them over whatever you're going to tape them, whether it's a microwave,
Oh,
laptop, so you don't quote unquote waste them. So when you get a new laptop, or if the one you have busts, then you
right.
just peel the tape. Did you do that, or did you just?
I was waiting to hear from you. I didn't want to do it. I peeled the two of them for the laptop in the other room, and it helped immediately. It was just wonderful because I do all the writing of my musical in
Yeah.
that room, and then I save it on a flash stick and I bring it in and I'll email it to my composer. So I have like this dual Mac PC thing, and it's
Right.
I love the product. It's great.
Okay, so you still have a few of them with just they're still like
Yeah, I
you can
didn't
choose
peel
tape
them
on.
off.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah,
So then they can constantly be used if you just take a scotch tape or clear tape, and then you just peel the tape itself and then put it on the next thing you need to you know anyway.
right.
And Dr. Jacuz, yeah, I've been into him since 2019, pretty much around the same time I found shungite. And my first thing with all the EMFs next to the shungite show here was with him. And recently, John Gray, who wrote the Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus guy, he's been really big on health. And one of his recent interviews, he was talking about um, these digital devices and what they do to kids. And we've been how long we researched so much, deep research, and then just hearing from him put it simply that giving children, what do you call it, these iPads or what have you, these phones, is equivalent to giving an adult cocaine. So it's worse than sugar. He was mentioning this because he does tons of podcasts. I go to Podbean, put his name, boom, it's like all of his interviews. So this was one of the more recent ones from like a week ago, let's say.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and what it is that it's a dopamine crash, and what that does is it makes the kids unruly, and they get emotional, like crying. And I mean, I think California here, where I'm at, they have a thing where you can't bring your cell phone. I think you could bring, according to him, you can bring your flip phone, because what it is, all the colors and the lights, and of course through Dr. Cruz, we know about the light diet, and just exposure. I mean, you don't even need LEDs. Just artificial light at night, Alan, is enough for brain damage, obesity, cancer, diabetes, you name it. Like everything under the sun, right?
I have that
That's
in
fantastic.
a cartoon coming up.
Oh, awesome.
You're
Yeah.
giving away my cartoon themes. No,
No, this is a good premiere for it. This is awesome.
this is
'Cause
great. Let's go to the next one.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, because I could spend hours.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, you have
All
the
right.
business as usual.
I do.
All right, let me show that on my camera too so they know which one we're talking about. This was an inspiration from, I forgot his name, it's easy to find though. He
Did
won a best cartoon for during World War II, and he showed a helmet with a Nazi symbol on it, which is actually a stolen copyright or logo from ancient civilizations, okay? And he had the helmet squashing the candle, putting it out, and the candle on the bottom said civilization. So I took his civilization with the candle, and I have the 5G LED directed energy weapon and the laser on the shoe, so it's kind of updated from World War II cartoon. It's like a continuation. So anyone wants to use that as is. Next cartoon, or you want to comment? Next?
No, let's keep
Okay,
going.
next. Okay. Now, I sent you the photograph of the boy in Germany who was born with no fingers on one hand. And this is called The Blind Leading the Blind. And I did research on why 7 babies in Germany in the same hospital where they put a 5G tower up in 2019, all 7 were born with no fingers on one or both hands. Now, what could cause? So I researched Barry Trower, and he said that during the first 4 to 8 weeks of pregnancy is when the upper extremities are formed. And the 6G is the same wavelength as a 6-week-old fetus. So it's before the woman knows she's pregnant. Let's say if she misses one cycle, it's no big deal, it happens. So that's 4 weeks, and then she may not know she's pregnant yet. So then it's like a burning. So I have the judge saying guilty, but the parents, we didn't know Wi-Fi was supposed to be the wave of the future, is how they advertised it. And it really is a hard-boiled egg eye. That's what wireless fields do, is it slowly hard boils the vitreous fluid in the middle of the eye, as Alana Freeland said in one of her lectures. And I knew that because I saw somebody who had hard-boiled eyes, and it's not funny. So do you want to go on to the next one?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Great. Okay. This one is my favorite one. This is right after I connected with Barry Trower. It must have been 10 years ago when I got the smart meter off. I had it on for 4.5 years against my will, permission, instructions, or knowledge. And it sends the frequencies of sick kidneys to your kidneys, so everyone has to go relieve themselves at 3:28 in the morning. And then the back of the eye, he said they also do the back of the eye. They do mostly the brain, but they do the heart. So with a 1.2 pulse on-off, they call modulated frequency, you can cause heart arrhythmia. So it could be programmed in a smartphone to give you a heart attack, or that's how it works. So this kept me up all night. They did it to the water, the gas, so I had gas abandonment of service because of the rattling of the pipelines, and that could cause a gas leak. So on to the next one.
So where you currently live, do you have a smart meter, or did you get that removed?
I got it removed 10 years ago, and I paid over $3,000 in opt-out fees. And that includes tax, city tax. I didn't know you could tax a fee. I was in real estate for almost 10 years, and I did safety inspections for about 80 rental houses for my last broker. And I noticed when I learned in 2014 about smart meters that the stucco on these new houses were all cracking around the meter. So when I did my inspection, I took photographs, and I went to the FCC website with the the number that's on the meter, and I punched it in, and that's when I found out that they have a 2-way 10-station radio with a microphone. So that violates your rights to privacy as well.
Okay, pretty crazy. Yeah, this one you talked about is criminal assault radiation, the one you shared with
That's
me.
what the policewoman, Deborah, I forgot her last name, Wiseman. She's passed away from an accident in Texas, but she emailed me and said that the police term is CAR, criminal assault by radiation.
Okay, pretty crazy.
All right,
Okay, let's go to the
next.
next one.
What?
Yep.
Next, okay.
Yep.
Dr. David Martin, are you familiar with Dr. David
Oh
Martin?
yes.
All right, he's a patent attorney. Okay, I'm showing it on my camera just in case. I have double speaking. I don't know how good this is coming out, but it's good practice. And he has the U.S. patents. He's a brilliant patent attorney, and everything he talks about is all proven. It's all in writing, self-admitted guilt, and you can read that later if you want, or I can read it now.
Um. Yeah, I guess go ahead and if you can quote it, because people might not be able to see the visual.
Okay, so I titled it Apparent Patent Fraud. Uh, July 9th, 2021, I did this cartoon, and he also has a PhD in risk management, which I have written there. So on 2/12/16, published in the NAPP, Dr. Peter Dajak, quote, "We need to increase public understanding of the need for medical countermeasures such as a pan-coronavirus vaccine. A key driver is the media, and the economics will follow the hype, HYPE. We need to use that hype to our advantage to get to the real issues. Investors will respond if they see profit at the end of the process." And then they accepted it after 3 or 4 rejections. They accepted it, but they forgot to pay the secrecy fee because there was a typo from a similar vaccine. I call it a vaccine, VEXX. And then it said the reasons for the rejections, which was suddenly accepted, and they found a $5,000 check to accept it. Reasons for rejection: the arguments not persuasive in regards to a vaccine, prevents infection, are protective, even lowering the standard does not meet patent legal clinical standards. So it's just part of the Nazi genocide. Excuse my French.
No, for sure. Thank you. Do you want to go to the next one?
Yes. Okay, this is the one that we are very concerned about. Let me show that on my camera, and I will post all of these on my Facebook page for refreshing when we conclude this. Warning, I designed this 5x7 to cut out and safety pin or tape to your back, so when you're in line for something, people can read it. Because like Patricia Burke, my writer friend in Massachusetts, she says the cartoons go to a different part of the brain. That somebody telling you something or reading an article or using and not reading their precautions, the graphic will enter the brain without them being able to not listen to it. They can't not see it. That's the point of these, is that they can't not see it. Once they have seen it, it can't be unseen. Okay?
Yeah. The part about it affecting the eyes, is there a research paper you can quote from or post later on your Facebook?
Well, there are many, and the ones that I've had experience is the loss of peripheral vision in the teens, and also the perception of color, but that basically they're microwaving the back of their eye. I don't know how these things can get out. Like Barry Trower said, whoever put Wi-Fi in schools should be locked up for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, no disagreement there. Um, yeah, because I for one of my jobs, I talked to somebody who had he works he had no idea about this whole thing, and he was just doing a quick search on his cell phone, and I mean, it's like these information sources could be like propaganda or just lying. Because what I have seen, and this guy posted in the unofficial Dr. Jack Cruz Facebook group from Australia mostly, mitochondriacs, and I think there's an EMF Warriors one. He said that they're 10 times of what a microwave would be. And then this guy that I was talking to, passing by, he said it was like, oh, it's not as bad as a cell phone radiation, but it's, I mean, the one I've seen that I understand it's 10 times worse. What have you heard, at least with that?
I'll have to get some paperwork to you. I'll have to do a little bit of research on that just to get the right wording. But yeah,
Yeah,
is it
people.
worth the risk? I mean, are you giving your children this thing for their good, or have you lost your parental intuition about the safety of your child? Do you want your child to not be able to see when they're old? I'm 70 and I can still see.
Yeah, people just treat these things that they're like harmless toys. I mean,
It's getting
totally
worse.
agree with you. I
Yeah, all
mean,
right.
even to the adults, like this whole thing I told you about John Gray and this thing with the digital quote unquote toys. I mean, it's bad enough you have the LED and Allen any kind of artificial light at night where you get the dopamine crash, and what happens to women is they get overwhelmed. Like they just start thinking about all these things they have to do that they can't do. They don't have enough time. That's the version of the dopamine crash for women. For men, it's like they lose interest in their partner. They get bored. It's like this hyper need for stimulation.
Right.
And where do we hear that? We hear that obviously from Dr. Cruz and his students and the Facebook groups, but even the EMF people don't talk about that. So this assault, like what you're saying with your cartoons, it's a mass poisoning, like what RFK said. Catherine Fitz calls the Great Poisoning. It's what she also calls the omnivore. It's just there's so many things around, and we got to give people solutions after all this. You know, I mean, we've mentioned the shungite, but we got to do other stuff. Again, we reference Jack Cruz, Dr. Cruz. He gives a ton of solutions too. So go ahead, go on to the. Want to
All
comment
right,
about
let's
this
do the
cartoon or
next
the next
one.
one?
Let's see, because I can go for hours. The next one here, I'll videotape that too, just as a record. Electrical allergy. I got this from Professor Ola Johansson in Sweden. He's the one that originally got EHS on the map to begin with through the United Nations, because once Sweden had electrohypersensitivity or electromagnetic, then all of the countries belonging to the UN, we know that it's captured agency now, but all have to have the same disability laws. Okay, and RFK is in court since 2019 with the FCC, not having a safety level, so that's still ongoing. So there is no safety level to this. And I'll go on later, we'll show you the plastic head that they used for testing. So electrical allergy was used for years in Sweden, he mentioned, Dr. Ole. And then he changed it to add to it screen dermatitis. So an irritation of the outer skin from wireless devices and microwaving yourself. Of course, Barry Trower goes deeper into the fact that it hits the ovaries and the eyes, the moistest, most watery organs first as it enters through everything like an x-ray. So he had electrical allergy, changed it to screen dermatitis, and then they changed it, which he didn't want, to electromagnetic hypersensitivity, which Medicare changed to electromagnetic sensitivity, which the one named Project University in New Hampshire changed to electromagnetic radiation syndrome, because we're not sensitive. They're trying to do genocide. It's not us. We're not sick. They're doing it to us. So we have to get rid of the culprit. So some of the side effects are listed in here if you want to read them.
Yeah, definitely. It's just endless. Insomnia, numbness, tinnitus, headaches, sciatica, vertigo, gut issues, skin burns, depression, anger. It's like almost everything under the sun, right?
I've had all of
Using,
these.
yeah,
I can relate to all
same.
of these. Okay, so you want
Yeah,
to go to the next one? Oh,
yeah,
the
right.
MD, the wonderful MD, said I was a magical thinker and also that I was delusional. So that's not very nice. So I switched plans, obviously. A lot of MDs are not properly educated.
Yeah, I
You'll
mean,
go into the
and that,
waiting room and everybody's on a cell phone.
yeah, and that, I mean, just, and it's not hidden from the public either. The origins of modern quote unquote medicine and MD should really stand for mineral deficient. I mean, so there's this guy, what's his name, Dr. Dave Janda, friends of Sarah Westall, who's done a bunch of EMF shows also, and Dr. Janda's daughter had no, if any, and this is from him, Dr. Janda. The daughter just graduated medical school, no nutritional or very little nutritional like
Right,
education, let
right.
alone
I heard
EMF.
that.
And so, yeah, modern medicine founded by big oil, obviously Rockefellers, Carnegie's, and Dr. Lee Merritt said that those guys who started this whole thing, they specifically took homeopathics because they know it works.
Yeah. I've been doing
It's
Chinese
astounding.
herbs since I quit the antidepressants weren't working. So since '02, I've been just doing herbal medicine. And next cartoon,
Yes, please.
because we could always go back. Okay, this is one of my favorites because it really shows. Let me see if I could blow this up. No, I can't. But that's all right. It got cut off, unfortunately. I have it whole somewhere, and I drew that with a graphics tablet, so I may not have an original on it one. But it really shows the electrocution goes through the water of the mother into the water of the baby. So the
Yeah.
cell phone radiation travels through anything that's around because it's coming from either a satellite or a cell tower or whatever they're using. I know I had a very bad experience with a camouflage drone in 2016. So I think we could move on to the next one.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this is my favorite one. I know I say that about all of them. But this is from Dr. Wunsch I think he's in Switzerland. Wunsch, Alexander Wunsch. I've written in there on this video the hazards of LED. And I translated LED as look eye damage. So when you burn the back of the eye, the chemical in the back of the eye, the ATP, I have it on the bottom, adenosine triphosphate, it turns, when it's burned, it turns into cyanide in your 20 seconds. Okay, so we have our visible rainbow. This was his chart from that video. I redrew it, I sent it to him, and I guess he thought it was okay. And we have the light going in, our natural rainbow, natural, unlasered, unchemtrailed sunlight. You try to find it if you can. Goes through the back of the eye, but the blue rich LED goes into the pituitary where you dream and the time clock, the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And the other half of the blue on the bottom goes around the oral canal, the ear canal, and it hits the pineal gland. So the blue rich hits the pituitary and the pineal at the same time. So you can't sleep and you can't dream. So it affects your spirituality. The genocidal maniacs do not want us to be spiritual because then we'll know who they are. Something like that. Next one.
Definitely. Yes.
Okay, and the flicker too. The flicker's really bad. Okay. Jacuzzi. I drew this after hearing a lot about Airbnbs and accidents with children and a guy dying in Mexico in a spa. I mean, so I drew this. There was also in Arkansas a man accused of murdering his neighbor because on a Thanksgiving day, this is on Joshua Hart's website, he asked me to look into it. There was a Thanksgiving where the wives decided to go to their families and the guys just had a stay-at-home event. And so the host bought a hot tub and hooked it up and filled it up. And one of the neighbors were found dead the following morning, and they didn't know why. So they saw from the smart water meter that he filled up the tub. They accused him and washing off the body to make it look like there wasn't. It said he did it at 1 a.m., but he actually filled up the tub at 1 p.m., so the meter was wrong. And I did a little research on electrocution, and Barry Trower asked me to research electric shock drowning. Is when you get shocked, your diaphragm stops breathing because you were electrocuted in some fashion, and then you fall into the water and they say you drowned, but you were really electrocuted.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, I can't believe, I have somebody on Facebook sent me a 1942 letter to FDR saying they have 50,000 patents from the Nazis that they want patented for the U.S. businessmen right away. So this must be one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I have her with the ear pods. I have him, let me take a video of this. There was no reason for this guy to be on vacation and come home unalive. That's ridiculous. So how can you go on, put your cell phone in the water and your ear pods? It's all microwaves hitting water and other people. And there's the propane fire pit. They have in the Airbnb up the street, the then manager told me they have a propane fire pit in between two little mini golf things, a chlorine gas filter, and a gas-powered pool heater, and a smart meter. So I don't know who the guests are, but I would think they would want a Wi-Fi free environment, etc. But each Airbnb has like a bunch of smart TVs, which are radiating electricity even when they're off, and it's videotaping them. Okay.
Yeah, and with the microphone too. And
right.
Since the 60s. It's not a current thing.
Correct, right. Even some black and white old TVs had that. I found out recently. All right, next one?
Yes.
Okay. This is electric shock drowning. This is how it can happen. It can happen a lot. You wouldn't believe the amount of children that are in a kiddie pool and drown. That's because they're being tased while they're in the water. I mean, I see the teenagers on their cell phones half immersed in the pools where I do the resorts and the caricatures at the resorts and stuff. Children are on their cell phones texting their mother. They just got out of the pool, they're dripping wet, and they're texting their mom, hey, I just got out of the pool. It's ridiculous already. Okay, next. Okay, next is, this is a good one. This is a real place I went to. I call it Moe's because it's similar to the name they had. And basically, I couldn't believe the people online waiting for their food, like a little rustic-y environment. It had tents and benches, just wonderful. And all the parents online had a cell phone, and all the little kids looked bleary-eyed. They were disoriented. They were not having fun. And you could feel the radiation in the air and see in the kids' eyes, and all watery and red. It's just very painful for me. So next one. This one.
It's like, just a quick comment.
Yes.
I mean, if the rules are, the people running all this are human, like they're killing themselves too. And so it's not
Yes.
too far fetched to think that the planet is being terraformed by another species. It's like this just drowning in layers and layers of these kinds of fields. It's just, it's not even compatible with our
Right,
natural
like
fields.
Barry
Even
Trower
winter.
said, right, they're shooting themselves in the foot, basically.
Yeah.
So while they're trying to kill everybody, they're really destroying the planet. And Barry says when they get out of their underground mountain retreats in 20 years, there won't be any potable water and there won't be any breathable air, so they're really just doing it to themselves.
Yeah, the lizard people that are fighting. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay, now this was published in a bunch of magazines and newspapers or books. I mean, I give it to everyone to use for free because I didn't write it. A researcher wrote it for me and did the layout. I just did the lettering up top and the drawing of the plastic head, which I have a photograph of in the couple of next cartoons. So everybody loved this. Dr. Ole Johansson, uh, Dr. Carlo loved it. I had to email it to him. See, the specific absorption rate test is based on a plastic head with gelatin in it to simulate a live human brain. And if you believe that, I have some swampland in Florida I could sell you. So the plastic head test uh, is in 6 minutes if the cell phone to the ear, quote unquote, of the dummy head is turned on, and if within less than 2 minutes the probe up top, there's a temperature probe, uh, in 6 minutes, if it didn't go up more than 1 degree, then it's safe. And there's no evidence that in 1996 or 1963 or 1951, when they first did the testing, that there were any batteries in the cell phone here. I think this was done in Cold Spring, New York. They had a lab there. There were no towers at the time. Though in 1951, they invented the microwave oven, and Dr. Andrew Marino was working with the former Operation Paperclip, Henry Schwann, on this, and some of them in the documentation got burns, and then they tested it on animals first, which got blindness and testicular degeneration in the male dogs, and then they did not test the animals when they were dying, so that they cut them and put the meat or the flesh or separated the organs and tested it in the microwave oven so they could put a label of what is medium rare. So the SAR test is still measured in pounds of dead dog meat since 1951. And Dr. Andrew Marino wrote a book about it and did a video. He said he was 17 at the time. He said it's irrelevant. So what the FDA did is they gave a cooking level of medium rare to the FCC as a safety level. And he said you can't do that. So that's that. Next.
Yeah.
Okay. TV brain. Oh, I love this one. You have the media hype, they have the TV recording you, taking photos, video. You have your smart meter on the back of the house. I have some kind of antenna dish up there, which is probably not even used anymore. And in his head, as he's watching this on his cell phone, he has his router, he has red dye number 4, he has a football scores and a cell tower. So it's just a fun cartoon. It doesn't really, I don't have anything much more to say about it. It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, just attacking layers. I mean, it's all over the place.
I had to sing at a memory care last week, and they had a huge big screen, smart TV, where all the residents in beautiful, luxurious chairs were watching, and they turned it off for me to do my, I think I did a 1950s medley. I had to stand in front of that smart TV. It was off, and when I got back into my car and home, my whole back felt like it was burnt. Because even when it's off, it still radiates.
Yeah, since I gave you those stickers, if what you could do is double tape them if you have some kind of thick tape,
Yeah, I do.
clear tape, and then put it in your pocket. Like always have one in your pocket, 24/7. Like yeah,
I
all the
need a
time.
vest. I need a shungite vest.
No, I
So,
know what you mean. Like
now I could put it in my pockets. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, this way I don't peel it off. I can reuse them and move them around, and I love it. I love the shungite. It's great.
yeah, and we
Next,
should preface that, however people are listening to this, watching this, that you need the shungite with the silver. It was
right,
established by the shungite reality host back in 2014 when she first found this that just shungite by itself against Wi-Fi will not work. I mean, it could be partial, but Nancy has electro hypersensitivity, which you just covered. And when the silver was added, then that's when the relief came. So you got to get the ones with the silver. And most of the silvers that don't have the added silver, and now that silver's skyrocketing, I recommend mysticalwares.com. There's a UK shop called Orifim, and you can find all the information on the reality Facebook group. But mysticalwares.com is, and they're super affordable too. And he's a shungite beekeeper, saving tons of bees, having people
yes,
worldwide doing this. And his story went viral of saving a toppled truck about a month or two ago. And
right.
yeah,
Wow,
and
I
you have
heard
that book.
about that.
Yeah,
I have that book. Yes, you sent me two
awesome.
books. Next
Art?
cartoon?
Yes.
Okay, Undercover Agent. That's me. And the precursor to this was Wi Fi Free, which comes up in a few cartoons. So, this is what I had to do when I got the smart meter off my house in 2014. I got the coded mechanical meter back. So I shut off all the breakers. I studied Barry Trower. I had the cell phone then because I didn't know the landline. I had free long distance, so I was on these calls about EMFs on the cell phone. And anyway, so I shut the breakers off, and Barry Trower says that brain cells can regenerate themselves. So I said, well, I need something because my brain is fried. It was terrible. It did everything to me that is listed in that electrical allergy, making bad decisions, no sleep, all kinds of things. So my Veretta, one of my metaphysical advisors, she said I should title it "Why Take Chances." So I did a whole newsletter, "Why Take Chances," but when I sent it out, nobody knew chances on what. So I moved into the garage. I shut the breakers off, so the pot boiling the herbs all the way to the right, I didn't hook up that until I turned the breaker on. I would go to a community center and boil my herbs there in one of their rooms, and nobody was in to boil my herbal brew. Anyway, I have the blue blockers. I have some hats with copper, corded landline, and trying to read up about all this. And
Yeah, this
that's
is
that.
their like solutions page too, with our
One of the one
mhm.
of the many. Yeah, survival kit.
Excellent.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah,
Oh,
and just to
sure.
I guess to comment on that, uh, people still should wear blue blockers during the daytime. Yeah, especially indoors, office setting. With the blue lights, those are more of the yellow and orange lenses. I go to red light. What is it? Midwest red light therapy is one of the recommended ones. Lucia Eyes, that's one of the ones Dr. Cruz has recently recommended, but his students mentioned Midwest red light therapy, which are the more affordable ones, and they work. So yeah, go on to the next one.
I love blue blockers. I have them in every
Oh yeah,
shade I can find. I have to be careful dropping them and scratching them, but it is a plastic lens. But I do have glass lenses on my prescription sunglasses and a plastic frame. Because when I wear the wire frame with the same prescription, I feel the wire, the metal reverberating on the EMFs outside. I do a lot of driving to different care centers and events, caricatures, some singing. So the next one is very important. You got that up?
Yes.
Okay, the ultrasounds are not what they as safe as they say they are. I spoke to Joe Esposito, the retired Marine in Oklahoma, and his informants told him that it's like each ultrasound is like over 200 x-rays. So that's also a fake thing. It causes a lot of birth defects. One of the birth defects I did not list, and this was a list of birth defects given to me by Janice Barcelo, who wrote the book, The Dangers of Prenatal Ultrasound. I may not have the title right, but she had progeria in there, which I didn't have room for at the time, but it's in the Spanish version. Progeria is when the baby comes out with old organs, aged organs. That's not good. All right. If the women knew that it wasn't sound, that it's microwaves making a crystal scream, a lot of babies are shown holding their ears in the scan. And I've seen them grown up and they still hold their ears. So I told the grandparents, just get her some soft little Hero earplugs. I have a whole bunch of them for the sonic effects that they're trying to pull. And she'll be fine. I think she was about 8. Next.
Yeah, next one.
Okay, these are the driverless cars that have been twirling around Phoenix and some other cities. They say they're experimental, but according to the patent, it's a weapon of war. So Mark Steele in the UK also alerted me that there's a magnet that's used in microwave ovens called a magnetron. There's one underneath the car, as you can see. I have magnetron, and on top is lasers, and each one is designed for harm. So you have the 2000 November-December issue of Survey of Ophthalmology, and you can't find that article anymore, where the writer says that LIDAR, LIDAR, is an excellent weapon of war. And LIDAR is laser plus radar plus sonar. So there's nobody in the car. There's more of these on the road near my house than regular cars. And I have to, if I take a walk, I have to wear like some kind of leather stocking so I could walk. So Tuesday, a week ago, I have a video of how burned my foot got. It's better now. I had to drop my car off down the street for an oil change. I walked back. I said, oh, what are the chances of a twirly coming to tase me on this tiny little road? I'm just walking home a couple of blocks. Sure enough, one passed me by, and I have video. The whole thing was almost all bloody. So I soaked it in my backyard, and it's just almost all healed in a week because I put aloe scraping from my plants, and I put in sea salt and water, and I just keep soaking them, and don't have a smart meter, don't have Wi-Fi, so I was able to heal the damage from that magnetron. I don't know how people can walk their dogs seeing these things spinning around and not questioning them. And when I do question them, they look at me like I'm crazy. You don't want progress? Do they know they're being sterilized if they take their smartphone and pay for one and sit in the back seat? They hit a pole, they killed someone, they ran around in a circle at one of those circular things. The guy couldn't get to the airport almost. It's ridiculous. So I really only drive now if I'm working because my metaphysical advisor, another one, said, don't turn away any work. You are divinely protected for any reason. Just continue working. And that's what I do. When I get in the car, I say, well, if so-and-so said to go to work, I'm going to work. These things can't scare me. I just try to stay away from them. Very scary. Okay, next.
Yeah,
Well,
just a comment.
Sure.
I mean, in as much as people generally acknowledge that this radiation that comes out of these technologies, because the visible light spectrum that we can see is such a tiny sliver of the full electromagnetic spectrum, let alone the multidimensional field that we walk around in. And if we're going to listen to people in medicine, they have to have the foundation of the electric body, as per Dr. Cruz and Dr. Robert Becker, who wrote the book. If there is no foundation for the electrical body, then you don't have anything.
Right.
It's like they cannot comment on any of this.
Like we don't have a heartbeat, right? Our heartbeat, it just comes from nowhere. It's not electrical.
Electricity, yep. The biofield, the aura,
The aura, for sure. The etheric electricity and the etheric layer that they don't want you to know about.
yeah, the very life force.
Right.
Western medicine tossed that out. And the
Right.
East obviously different. But yeah, let's go to the next cartoon. Thank you.
Okay, next is free Wi-Fi free. So I crossed out the free and made it Wi-Fi free. And this I drew in 2017. I had the head net then that I ordered, but I put it away somewhere. I can't find it. It cost me $90, but it works like a dream, either from lessemf.com or shieldyourbody.com, or I didn't know about the shungite. And then this is when I was living in the garage with the breakers off. So a friend gave me about 75 24 packs of bottled water that she didn't need to eddy out the EMFs from the neighboring smart meters and cell towers, because each smart meter tases 2.1 miles each. So you could see with the stacked water bottles that you could look in the bottle and see it swirling around, neutralizing the microwave electrician frequencies coming from outside. And I stacked a lot of rubber tires also to neutralize, because rubber neutralizes it. The tires didn't smell so good, I had to shampoo them and everything. But then on up top I have that copper. I made a lot of copper scraps I got at the metal place, and I attached crystals to them, and that helped. So it was like a pre-shungite experience.
Yeah, copper is so important too. I listen to Morley Robbins and Jason Homel a lot. It's what fuels the mitochondria as much as the sun does. And so I'm trying to hide those copper that Jason Homel is. You look him up on YouTube, podcast interviews.
Yeah.
It's so important to have your copper. It's all depleted from the food, everything. And if you have copper, that gets depleted too from other. Glyphosate is in the air, and that depletes it too. Morley Robbins was talking about France banned glyphosate, right? But then they test the blood of French people; they all have glyphosate, which means it's in the air.
Oh God, yeah. Well, anyway,
You can have shungite on 24/7.
Right. I wear a copper band around my hat, and it fell off the other day, but I usually wear a copper band around my hat covered with a little cloth. And I used to be wearing an aluminum one, and then I went to a hearing for the smart meter rate case in 2016. I have it on video, and I wore the hat there, and then one of the commissioners made fun of me on his Twitter, and then he took it off when he realized I had a head injury from many years ago and that I had disability plates. So he was making fun of Dr. Martin Blank too. Flew all the way in from New York. I met him obviously before he passed away, and then I'm on another video with City Council of Scottsdale, also complaining about EMFs and what the driverless cars were making me see. They were playing with the vision. So the road ahead of me was completely covered in stripes of color. Couldn't even see the road. So anyway, that's next.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Oh, this is the court case that is from 2019. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sued the FCC for not having a viable safety level. So we have what I cut and pasted when I had a graphics program, is this plastic head, and then that unit in the middle is the heating element, the probe to test the heat from the probe going into the top of the head that's filled with gelatin and saline and a whole bunch of things to simulate a live human brain. So that cell phone to its ear, there's no evidence there were batteries in it even. So Judge Wilkins said that it's not science-based, it's arbitrary and capricious, and he gave them first 2 years and then another 2 and then another year to come up with a safety level, because this wasn't making it. So I have the plastic head. Hey, I'm still measured in watts per pound of dead dog meat since 1951. So that's that cartoon. But Judge Wilkins had ordered them, court order, to come up with a safety level, and that was 6 years ago. So they're in contempt of court, so there's no safety level. We can't promote these products if there's no level. The cell phones come with a disclaimer that you have to keep it an inch away from your body, and your fingers are part of the body. So if you get sick, you can't sue them because they told you that it has to be an inch away. Next.
Yeah, terrible.
Next?
Yeah,
okay,
piece,
next.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh my goodness, this is great. A woman who runs a preschool, I believe, either Philadelphia or I forgot where, she asked me to draw this. So she found that the wireless educational materials were damaging the children, so she wants everyone to go back to a hardwired system and preferably not that much screen time, and go back to notebooks and writing and reading books, because once your screen is over the limit of your brain, then you lose the ability to read a book. You can't read the Constitution anymore. And that's that. Anything else?
No, this is a great cartoon, and definitely analog versus digital. The analog is definitely less hijacking of the body and the mind. Give us your what do you call it? Your links, social media websites.
Okay, Florie Freshman, Florie Freshman, and it was once a long Polish name, but they Americanized it when they came over after World War II. And the YouTube is my real name, Floris, Floris, Freshman. And that has the laser videos that you could see the laser telescope earthquake machines in the chemtrails, which is why they decided to do solar dimming, so that nobody could see what the laser telescopes were shooting down on us and reflecting in our car windows and doing a lot of vision damage. And facial recognition.
And where I found you was the Facebook page, and you have a ton of art there. And
right.
People can always message you, reach you, comment.
Yes.
Same on YouTube. So, yeah, thank you very much for being on the show. I want to thank Nancy, too, and Mystical Wares. Derek Condit, the Shungite Beekeeper. Check out the products there. They do have Shungite ink, Shungite silver ink for metal glasses and even for the ear pods. Any questions, you can just message them. And they also have a free weekly scalar healing. People can put endless number of names for people you think that need that. Thank you very much for being on the show. It was fun.
Oh, okay. I'll send you this right away, and I'll post all 20 of these on my Facebook page right away.
All right, yeah. What I'll do is...
okay, before she hangs up,
yeah.